Hey everybody, we're back at the unboxing table. So we got more 500 series gear here. I'm really excited about this. This is from Roll Music. These guys make tube gear in the 500 series. So this is kind of some new territory for me. If I recall, this should be a preamp and a compressor, like a tube opto compressor, you know, kind of like in the LA2A style, except 500 series, so it makes it super cool. Hopefully it pisses off the folks at Gear Sluts. So you guys know that site to go to get really bad advice? Yeah, that one. Anyway, let's just crack this thing open, see what we get. We're gonna throw it in a rack in just a minute here, but let's see what Roll Music sent to us. The other thing is Roll Music makes a passive summing bus, which is pretty cool. You just hook your DAW outputs up to this thing and then use your own preamps as a summing amp. So you can actually change the flavor of your mixes. You can go from like a Neve to an API to whatever. I've certainly got enough stuff in the rack over here that would be really cool. Hopefully I'll get to review that in an episode in the future, but for the time being, we've got a couple of really cool boxes that don't want to come out of their other box. Seriously. Hey, how cool is this? You know, I gotta say for 500 series, those are some pretty large boxes. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, wow. That's a nice packing job, guys. Yeah, because tubes are glass, obviously. You know, we want to make sure that makes the trip. Packaging is reusable. Remove, insert from box, unfold to release module, rack up, and enjoy. Guys, you forgot to put do not eat packaging if you're a bass player, but whatever. Okay, so I love that. High voltage. Yeah, this isn't, you know, everybody who reads way too much online and doesn't bother listening to anything always says, you know, about like, say, the Art Pro VL8. Oh, that's not real tube. It uses this, it uses that. Yeah, but it sounds good, so shut the fuck up. This is the high voltage stuff, so hopefully it passes muster with those super anal retentive folks. All right, but it's 500 series, and I didn't spend, you know, $100,000 on it, so it's obviously crap. Anyway, let's take a peek. Okay, that's got some beef to it. I like that. Wow. I wonder if we can take the top off and just take a peek at that. I should talk to the guys at Roll Music, see if they don't mind. I would love to see the tube, but this is RMS 5A7. This is the mic pre. Oh, that's all step. Okay. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So here's your input, 0 to -10. That's a fader, and then you got a 20 dB pad, phasers are reverse, and phantom power, and stepped gain, so you can do stereo pairs with that. How freaking cool is that? The last tube mic pre's I just had 3 sets of PV-AMR VMP2s, the valve mic preamps, and they had like this really cool tube EQ, shelving EQ that I never really used that much because I was always terrified to commit to a sound on the way in. This is pretty early on in my recording career, and then I got into, you know, Neves and Ward Becks and APIs and all that cool stuff. So it'll be nice to have some tube gear return. Hopefully this isn't gonna, you know, cook everything else in my 500 series rack, but should be pretty freaking cool. I love that though. Warning, high voltage for the high voltage Puritans. And let's take a look at the other one, shall we? Now, I was talking with the guys at Roll Music and they're saying this is a really great vocal combination. So this is something I'm going to try out just on my own voice speaking. I'm not much of a singer. Used to sing in a band, but I haven't sang in years, so not gonna sing on the show at any time. But like I said, I love this, how they did the packaging on this. They really took care of this. This really had some thought, and that was great. Remove, insert from box, unfold to release module, rack up, and enjoy. Okay, well, hey, at least I got it right the second time around. Jeez. I'm sure they're like, oh, what did you do, you idiot? Anyway, off to storage these boxes go. Now, I am running out of spaces in my 500 racks here. I've got that Black Lion audio unit kicking around. I'm gonna have to get that installed and set up because, yeah, wow, that's something I thought I'd never say in my entire lifetime. I'm running out of space for 500 series gear. So this is the compressor. We've got threshold and gain, just like an LA2A, just two knobs. PDR, don't know. But we do have a light for gain reduction and out. So that's probably a bypass there. PDR, I don't know. Is that the different type of compression? Is that like, you know, compression and limiting? I don't know. But stepped gain knob again. So you could do stereo pairs with this. That's pretty cool. Once again, the official high voltage thing for the anal retentive people out there. I guess that means it's good. Seriously though, the Roll Music stuff. Yeah, it's got a great reputation. Can't wait to rack this up. Try it out, see how it goes. And again, we're gonna try this on just some spoken word stuff and maybe a couple things in a mix. Just see how this works, say on bass guitar. This might be really cool. I'm even curious what would happen if we put, you know, like put it on a mono room mic or something like that, just to see what happens. Might be fun. Maybe a mono drum bus just to smash the crap out of it if we can. yeah, it might be pretty badass. Anyway, yeah, let's hook it up. Let's throw it in the rack, see what we get. So we're over on the desktop now. I've got these in this amazing Cranbourne unit. You guys have seen me rant and rave about this thing on the show over the last couple weeks, and yeah, it's freaking awesome. So I'm actually going through the ADATs, and you can barely hear me right now because the gain's down. So let's set the input to 0 here. This is like our output fader, and then we've got a stepped gain control. And we crank that up. And this, on an SM7, okay, you need a lot of gain. So this is a great test. Straight out of the box, this is pretty freaking awesome, actually. That's looking pretty good right about there. Looks like we've got, what's that, 5 or 6 dB increments? Yeah, 33, 66, so probably 6 dB increments. That's pretty cool. Would be awesome to have a pair for stereo, obviously, but this is pretty cool. Now, this is cranked on the SM7, so it does need a lot of gain, but again, I think it's a great test because it shows just how freaking clean this thing is. Mind you, I don't have any compression going on at all. And the guys at Roll Music are like, dude, like run the tubule into the valve op and see what happens. They're a great combination. Now, unfortunately, because of COVID and the lockdown and everything like that, I don't have any vocalists in. I'm going to see if I can get Brandon Wright in here sometime in the future and maybe lay down some singing in a week or two. Hopefully that's going to happen. But for the meantime, yeah, I mean, like we can just throw on the compressor and go to that. Now, I'm actually recording 2 channels here. One's with the second channel with the compressor, and the first channel was just straight out of the tube mic preamp, so we can actually switch over, which is pretty great. So I'm now over on the compressor channel, and it's pretty simple. We've got threshold and gain, and I've got that cranked. And again, it's like SM7, you need a lot of gain. And we're going to crank the gain down a little bit and just show you what happens here. So we're on the screen there, and yeah, it's a lot of headroom. Then gain reduction kicks in, and that's the thing about an opto compressor. It doesn't really grab the peaks. It kind of stomps down on the stuff after, which is great for a nice warm vocal or a bass guitar. And we're going to try that out in just a sec as well. And we're also going to try miking up a guitar and running it through the tubule, just a single channel, to see what we get with that magnificent OC818 that I'm loving so much. Anyway, let's crank the gain back up here, and we're going to knock the threshold down a little bit. That's our voiceover sound right there. I think that's pretty good. Like I said, though, it can get a little spiky, so it's not going to grab your peaks. So if you've got an extremely dynamic signal, you are going to want to be wary with this because it's not going to grab those peaks. You can also, pair it up with an 1176. Now, I've got this beautiful IGS blue stripe here, which is basically a blue stripe 1176. I should really pair the two up in a future episode and show you guys what that's all about. I think I got a feeling that's going to be a lot of fun. But there is a certain warmth and coolness to this thing. Now, if we turn off PDR, that means program dependent reduction. I think it just goes to a faster release, whereas the PDR works in conjunction with what you're putting into it. So it's going to have a bit of a different feel. And I love the GR, the gain reduction indicator there. It's just it's not a meter. It's just the light that gets brighter the harder you hit it. And let's hit the threshold back. Like, yeah, we can get pretty damn distorted with this thing. And yeah, that's kind of frying it out. So this thing can get nasty if you want it to. I wouldn't recommend it though. The great thing about this kind of compressor is if you just back it off and let it do its thing, so you're just kind of grabbing things a little bit, you barely notice it's there. And that's the hallmark of a truly awesome design. So how do you like that? That is a tube opto compressor in a 500 series slot. Now I've got a Stam Audio SA2A over on my left bank here, and that takes up 2 rack spaces for a single channel. And if you want a real LA2A, that's going to take up 3 rack spaces. So, you know what? I think I'd rather go with the Roll because it does pretty much the exact same thing and takes up a whole lot less real estate and lets you get just a whole lot cooler stuff all in the same space because you can just add so much more of it. Anyway, let's hook up a guitar and see what we get. All right, so I did a reamp with the guitars here with this other track I've been working on for the last little bit. It's kind of a Rush-themed thing. And, I'm really happy with the results I'm getting. So I ran the guitars just a single channel through the tubular mic pre. I don't have 2 channels, so unfortunately I can't do that awesome Austrian Audio OC818 thing where you get to change the polar pattern after the fact. Believe me, I tried, didn't quite match. Again, these are stepped gain controls, and I think to really take advantage of that, you really have to be able to match gain exactly. So, yeah, it's I just set it for cardio. I'm pretty happy with the result we got. I said, I'm kind of shocked by just how awesomely clean these preamps are. Like, holy crap. I mean, yeah, there's just loads and loads and loads of gain. And I love the output fader on it as well, so you can kind of ham things up a little bit. So yeah, great choice. But what I'm really excited here is I've got the compressor going live through Reaper. And this thing is pretty freaking amazing. So we've got this amazing bass DI track from Eric Arco. And we throw our effects on. So we got a little parallax going for bass processing and a little bit of that PSP Infinity Strip for a little EQ, a little bit of filtering, some basic filtering, a little bit of grit as well with the preamp models. Very cool. Now I was using the Infinity Strip for the compressor, but hold on to your seat. Check this out. We've got this going live thanks to the RIA insert. We're going to run this on the compressor right now. We're going to punch the output. And hit it with the threshold. Now I've got the output gain up all the way. You've really got to crank this fucker up. That's just tasty. I like that a lot. And if we need a little bit more gain on the back end, I'm going to bring this up here as well. But that's just level as hell. Bring that threshold back a little bit, get that a little bit harder. Actually, you know what? We could probably... Oh, I like this idea. Let's crank up the send volume and see what we get. See if we can get this thing working a little harder. Because we got all this space. We got all this headroom here. Wow, did that actually get quieter as we hit it harder? Look at that. That's cool. So we can back the threshold off a bit, maybe. Oh, that's cool. Punch it out. Actually, we'll punch it out here. This would be the accurate spot. That's freaking cool right there. Let's check it out in the mix. It's like it's almost not even there. That's kind of the thing. It's kind of, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Like, a great compressor should almost be transparent, and that is really transparent. Holy shit. But it's got some flavor to it as well. You know, it's like it's adding a little something to the tone, but it's also not pumping at all. That is really smooth. Bring that down a bit in the faders there. And get a little bit more headroom here. And out. Wow. That's really had some beef there. Holy shit. Now, just on a whim here, I'm just gonna mute that out for a quick second here. I'm gonna grab that reinsert and I'm gonna send it from the drum room. Let's see what the hell we get. So let's take a quick listen here. Very curious. So we're gonna go mono here. Okay, that's pretty wicked. Throw some threshold on there. Let's hit it a little harder with the compressor. Send some more level there. That's getting tasty. I like that. Hear that tube distortion just giving it a little bit more grit there. That's all kinds of fun. That might be a little much there. I noticed there's a definite lag time from when you adjust the threshold to when it actually reaches. So you definitely have to be patient with this thing because the opto circuit has to adjust. I think the internal circuitry, it takes a split second for it to do its thing. So off. That's pretty cool. I gotta say. Let's hear that in the mix. Just with the drums. Holy shit, what a difference. Wow! Yeah, now the only thing I regret about this is that I don't have two of these because that'd be so cool on stereo rooms. Wow, that's a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. That's really awesome. Just punching it in and out. Just adds so much life to the drums. Take it down a little bit. That's super fun. That's got a lot of uses. Yeah, it's like I just wish I had like 8 of those, but hey, whatever, you know. It is what it is. Super cool. All right, so that's my first crack at looking at 2 500 series units from Roll Music. You can bet they're going to wind up on some future videos because I think they're super cool. Really digging that on bass. That might actually be a nice rival for the Midas 522 that I demoed there a while back. I thought that was really great on bass. This is a different flavor, and it's definitely fucking cool in its own right. It's definitely got a bit of that tube kind of saturation thing going on, which I think is absolutely amazing. You guys can check out Roll Music at their website. I'm going to have their links, of course, with this video. I definitely recommend checking it out. If you're into 500 series gear and you're kind of scratching your head what to get, definitely give the Roll stuff a look. It is super badass tube gear, and I don't know how much other 500 series tube gear you're going to find out there, but wow, is this ever freaking awesome. I am just blown away by the qualities. Seriously, everybody at Roll Music, take a bow. Like, great job. That is just some super solid gear. Anyway, if you guys found the video useful, make sure you hit the fucking subscribe button, and if you didn't find it useful, hit it anyway. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.